Every Sunday morning, Mira walked to the old cemetery at the edge of town. She always carried the same small steel box in her hands. Inside it were Jalebis bright orange, sticky with sugar syrup, freshly bought from the same shop every time. She never tasted them, not even once. They were for her son. The cemetery was quiet, the silence broken only by the crunch of dry leaves under her worn sandals. She stopped in front of a small grave, marked with a simple stone. Rohan, 2009 to 2021, Mira knelt slowly, her knees protesting, her back bent by more than just age. She wiped the stone gently with the edge of her sari, as if dust could somehow hurt him now. Then she opened the box. The smell of sugar rose into the air, sweet and familiar. For a moment, it felt like home again, like Sunday afternoons, when Rohan would sit cross-legged on the floor, eyes shining, waiting impatiently. "Ma, just one more," he would beg, syrup already sticky on his fingers. "You'll get sick," she would scold, but she'd be smiling. "Then you eat mine," he'd laugh back. Mira placed the jalebis carefully on a small leaf beside the grave. "These are fresh today," she said softly, "still warm." The words felt strange in her mouth, talking to the earth. But for her, he wasn't buried there. He was only quiet, listening. She sat beside the grave, hands folded in her lap. Around her, life moved on. Birds flew. Somewhere in the distance, a child laughed. Somewhere, another mother was packing a lunch for school. Mira didn't look up. Rohan had loved sweets more than anything. On his last birthday, she had promised him a big box of Jalebis after his exams. He never finished those exams. The accident had been sudden, a bus, a screech of tires, a single moment that split her life into a before and an after. People said time heals, but time had only taught Mira how to breathe, without him not, how to live. A light breeze touched the sweets. Ants began to gather slowly, forming a line. Mira didn't brush them away. "Eat slowly," she whispered, just like she used to say to Rohan. "Your stomach is sensitive." Her eyes burned, but she didn't cry. She rarely did now, because crying meant accepting that he was truly gone, and she refused to do that. After some time, a caretaker passed by and looked at her with kind eyes. "You should eat something too, Mataji," he said gently. "You come every week." Mira managed a polite smile but shook her head. "These are not for me," she replied. The caretaker nodded, seeming to understand more than she had said. When she finally stood up to leave, she took the now empty steel box and held it close to her chest. As she walked away, the sweetness lingered in the air behind her, a ghost of a memory. At home, Mira cooked simple food rice lentils. Nothing fancy, she never cooked sweets anymore. People would sometimes ask, "Why don't you eat jalebis? You used to like them." She would just say, "I don't feel like it." But the truth was heavier. Every bite reminded her of a boy who would never ask for just one more again. Every sweetness tasted like guilt. Years passed. The shopkeeper noticed she never ate the sweets she bought. One day, he asked carefully, "Are they for someone else?" Mira paused, then nodded. "For my son." He didn't ask anything more. From that day on, he simply added one extra jalebi to the box every time without charging. Mira never mentioned it. She never questioned it. She just placed that extra one on the grave too, because even in death, she believed her son should never feel he had less. One rainy Sunday, the cemetery was muddy. Mira slipped slightly as she knelt, and her hands shook. She placed the sweets down, then sat quietly. "I made your favorite dal today," she said. "I remembered how you used to dip jalebi in it. Such a strange habit." Her lips curved into a faint smile, then her voice broke. "You should come home someday," she whispered. "The house feels too big now." The rain fell harder, washing the sugar from the jalebis into the soil. Mira stayed until the sweets dissolved completely, until nothing visible remained. Only then did she leave. She walked back slowly, hungry but unwilling to eat. Because as long as her son's favorite sweetness existed in the world, she believed it belonged only to him. And a mother who has lost her child learns one painful truth. Some loves are so deep that even joy becomes an offering, and sweetness is something you give away forever. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please consider subscribing.